So, hello, and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Now, today I'm not doing a Blu-ray unboxing, which is all I've done on this channel so far. I did want to show you guys that there's going to be other stuff going on, movie-related here on the channel. So today I'm going to do my first ranking, and it's my first ranking of a series of films, and I'm going to be doing the Pirates of the Caribbean films today. So I'm going to go over my order from my least favourite Pirates of the Caribbean film all the way through to my favourite. Been a big fan of the Pirates films. I remember going to see the very first one as a child in the cinema, and I've been to see every Pirates film since in the cinema. So I've grown up with these films. These are films which I can relate to quite well because they are a big part of my childhood in terms of what was on the TV. So anyway, we're just, as I say, pretty simple. I'm going to start off with my least favourite Pirates film, work our way through to my favourite Pirates film. And at this point in time, for anyone who's watching in the far future, because I'm sure there'll be another one. I know they say there's not going to be another one at the minute, but let's face it, there probably will be. Then we have 5 Pirates of the Caribbean. We have Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End, Stranger Tides, and Salazar's Revenge. So starting off, my least favourite Pirates of the Caribbean film is Salazar's Revenge, the latest one. And also going to throw out there's going to be spoilers in this video, because I'm about to throw some spoilers out there for Salazar's Revenge. So yeah, this is the only Pirates film which I have a tough time getting through. It generally starts off alright. It starts off as a fun adventure film. These characters are kind of forced together. Like, when I say forced, I don't mean the plot forces them together to make a good story. I mean, the characters are literally just thrown in each other's faces, and it seems really ridiculous. But anyway, the characters are together, and it's a fun adventure film. And the villain looks cool, Salazar. But other than that, the film doesn't do anything. The story is very weak. It's very bland. It's very, I'm trying to think of the word. It's very, oh, of course, kind of thing. It's like very, things happen which you really wouldn't expect to happen, because it seems so outrageous that these characters are all meeting up and whatnot, how these characters are finding each other. For me, they ruined Barbossa, who's my favourite character in this franchise. Why they gave him a daughter, I don't know, because it doesn't work at all. They gave him a very unsatisfying death. And yeah, the whole last 45 minutes of the film just got really stupid for me, like stupidly stupid. The Ruby bit where they completed this trident-looking thing on this island, she put it in the exact right spot on this whole island. They instantly found it. Really dumb. And when they fell through to the bottom of the ocean and the sea parted, it looked really, really crap. It didn't look like anything out of a Pirates film. The trident itself looked absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of this film. Very disappointing film. So that's my 5th favourite Pirates of the Caribbean film. My next least favourite is On Stranger Tides. And yeah, I have a very cool Blu-ray for this. This one's okay. I don't mind this. This film got absolutely trashed when it came out. I generally don't mind it. I think it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not that good either. It is a very fun, mindless adventure film, which is good. It works. That's what a Pirates film is at the end of the day. The problem I have with this film is it scrapped a lot of the main characters from the previous films. Obviously, Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley didn't want to do this film, so it's completely understandable as to why they're not in it. But what happened to Jack's crew? I'm sure they could have got them back, because they got a couple of them back for this garbage. So yeah, they don't even reference them. You don't see the Black Pearl at all in this film. And the villain is really not that great. Blackbeard himself. Blackbeard is one of the most feared pirates in, pirate history. Whether or not he was real or not, there's always some debate about that. But a lot of people believe him to be real. He was a human. So we had Barbossa, who was undead. We had Davy Jones, who was pretty much undead as well. And then Salazar in the next one, which was also pretty much undead. Now we've just got a human villain. This guy should be easy. And he was easy in the end. He didn't do much throughout the whole film. And then at the end, he got beaten very quickly. Penelope Cruz was not a good addition to the Pirates franchise. The side story with the religious guy and the mermaid was pretty cringy at times. Barbossa was cool in it. I really struggled to believe that he become an English officer, though. That's the only thing I have against Barbossa in this film. I'm not sure what happened with him in that film there, but he was very cool because he still had the Barbossa-ish feel to him, which I liked, which Salazars Revenge threw out the window. But anyway, yeah, so that's my fourth favourite Pirates of the Caribbean film. My third favourite Pirates of the Caribbean film is At World's End. I remember being so excited for this film because of how the second one left off, the cliffhanger of Barbossa walking down the steps and taking a bite out of his apple and saying, "So tell me, what have you done with my ship?" That was so cool. I remember walking out the cinema like, oh my god, when's the next one? So yeah, this come out and this is a good film. This is a good film, guys. I know some people like to put it down. People really like to trash on the second and third one for some reason, and I don't get it. I really don't. It's a good film. There are some stupid bits in it. Of course there are. There's Calypso turning into all the crabs, and then there's the crabs carrying the boat in Davy Jones' locker. I know they're in the locker, so I suppose anything can happen. But at the end of the day, you see all these crabs carrying this humongous, heavy ship, and you do go, you might have gone a bit far with that. I really like the fact that they went to Singapore. It was a new location for the Pirates films. It made this one feel a bit more unique, and it still kept the Pirates feel. Southang was a good addition to the Pirates of the Caribbean family. Barbossa was incredible in this one. This is possibly the best version of Barbossa, because even though he's an awesome villain, I really like him as a good guy more. The fight at the end was amazing. Davy Jones is still one of my all-time favourite villains. He is fantastic in this film. Just how he looks is incredible. It amazes me that Davy Jones, with all his tentacles, how good he looks better than so many villains that you get today, like Salazar, like the guy from Justice League, Steppenwolf. It's amazing that a character, I forget when this film came out, says it's not 2013, it says 2013 on the back, but I know it's not. See if it says on the disc. It doesn't. It's because it's come out of a box set. That's why it don't have the year. But I know this was around 2005-ish, this film. So for a film this old to have that great effects is amazing. And yeah, it's a really good film. The reason I prefer the first two films over it is because they went out on location and filmed a lot of stuff. A lot of this was filmed in a hangar. Completely understandable because, let's face it, they weren't on land much in this film, was they? I mean, you know, the ships, when they're going around the maelstrom, of course, that had to be done in a hangar and whatnot. But it's a really good film. I really like this film. And, you know, it's the one where Will Turner's the most tolerable in it. Keira Knightley annoys me in all of them, I can't lie. But so my second favourite Pirates film is Dead Man's Chest. This was one of the funnest times I've ever had in the cinema as a kid. I remember going into this one and walking out being absolutely mind-blown. I love how it starts off in the rain on their wedding day. It's just beautiful. Get the introduction to one of my favourite villains of all time. And I might do a list on my favourite villains of all time and expect to see Davy Jones very high. He's a great villain. Jack Sparrow's the best version of Jack Sparrow, I think. I love him in the first one, but this one he's just got more of a quippiness about him, I think. Bootstrap Bill in this one's also great. The Kraken is fantastic. I'm going to apologise about my bird Buzz. He's going mental upstairs. I can't shut the door because my dog's laying by the door. The pets are really trying to screw my videos up. Yeah, it's fantastic. It really is. It's a great film. The Kraken's awesome. And the scenery, when they're fighting on the beach. Beautiful, beautiful. And my favourite Pirates of the Caribbean film, and arguably one of the best adventure films of all time, Curse of the Black Pearl. It's a great film. Captain Barbossa is also one of the best villains ever. Fantastic. The chemistry between Jack, Will, and Elizabeth in this one works incredibly well. So much better than any of the other films. The story just flows so well. And it really is all around just a brilliant adventure film. I've got no complaints with this film. It is pretty much a near perfect film. And Johnny Depp, wow, what an actor. I mean, he's not doing too hot today, but you look back at films like this and it makes you realise how good he can be. But anyway, that is it for this video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my Pirates ranking. Be sure to let me know your Pirates of the Caribbean film ranking in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time for another video.